that frame rater.
If you're watching this, you must be a big fan of Animal Crossing on GameCube, and want to further extend your love for the game beyond what was intended. Or, you want a simple backup of your town's save. Whatever the case may be, today I will be showing you the methods for accessing and backing up your Animal Crossing GameCube data. If you're using the Dolphin emulator to play, it is extremely easy, no adapters or modified consoles are required. Just go to the following directory, then find these files. Copy them wherever, and that's it. If you're not playing on Nintendo hardware, mission complete. These same files will now be discussing how to pull from your console. Just as a side note here, I wouldn't say this guide is ultra noob friendly. It's simple if you're familiar with computers and consoles, but otherwise might seem a little complicated. Still, I imagine most of you watching today will find it straightforward. The file names will always look something like this, though may differ slightly from yours due to variables such as the game's region code. Whatever yours are called will be accurate to the copy of the game you're playing. It is okay to replace these files with other town saves, but remember never to rename or separate them. Be sure to keep backups. This is the most important step to assure you don't lose your town. Please note that I am not responsible if your town data is lost in the process, but so long as you follow the video, your save data will be fine. Today I'll be going through 3 different methods you can choose between. For each of these methods, you need access to a computer and SD card reader at least. I would give you just one method, but there are certain factors involved that'll determine the best, in some cases only way, to do it in your environment. The first, and probably the worst method for extracting your saves, is by using a GameCube. This is the method you'll use if you only have access to a GameCube. You'll need to buy a couple third-party adapters. Most people, including myself, would suggest finding a Nintendo Wii instead. Once everything's set up there, it's easy to transfer files using the homebrew application called GameCube Memory Card Manager, or GCMM for short. I encourage you to check out a video by Half Circle Forward, as he goes over this process in detail. On my own, I unfortunately can't walk you through the process, as I don't have the adapters for it. The second method for extracting your saves is using the GCMM homebrew application. It requires having a modded Wii. It's very simple to mod a Wii, though that expands past the scope of this video. There are plenty of easy-to-follow tutorials out there on YouTube which should help you with this. So when you're ready, make sure to have your existing SD card inserted into your Wii. Assuming you've installed GCMM to your homebrew channel already, open it up and follow the instructions to place both Animal Crossing save files from your memory card onto your SD card. Now, with the use of an SD card reader, which I hope you already have, insert the SD card and connect the reader to your PC. Extract the files from your MC backup directory, and boom, you have your backup. I should probably mention that using GCMM you can alternatively use a USB to transfer the files over, but considering most Wii users will already have that USB slot occupied, it's not a preferred route. But if it's not a problem, it should be just as easy. The third method relies on you having previously installed USB Loader GX and configured it to save GameCube data to your SD card instead. This is not a default setting in USB Loader GX, so unless this is familiar to you, chances are you do not have this setup and can ignore this part of the video. With this existing setup, you don't need to do anything extra. Just take out your SD card and the save should already be accessible on your SD without using the GCMM application. If you later decide to swap over to this alternate saving method in USB Loader GX, you'll need to use the aforementioned second method for extracting your memory card saves, then put them in the now appropriate location on your SD card. Now that the files are backed up, you can go through the steps backwards in order to restore them. Be careful when doing this, as you don't want to accidentally overwrite a new save with an old save prior to backing up your new one. The more backups you have, the better. Try to stay organized, as it can get confusing if you have a bunch of similarly named files all over the place. I suggest creating new folders with names that describe the situation of your backup. Include the date in brackets if you feel that would help. Oh, and you can also now use these saves in the Dolphin emulator if you wish. It's a good idea if you want to take the game with you to go on a laptop. I suppose I should mention that GameCube purists with access to a modded Wii can still back up and restore save files by using the second method with GCMM, then putting that memory card back into your GameCube to continue playing there. It's a bit of a process and isn't really worth it, but is especially useful if working with another friend who loves the game but only has a GameCube. As a last mention in this tutorial, I'd like to bring up that you can now fool around with your town data using Cuyler's Animal Crossing Save Editor. It allows you to change many aspects of your town, including, but not limited to, removing weeds, filling your catalog, exchanging your villagers, finishing the museum, and much more. A link for Cuyler's Save Editor can be found in the video's description. I plan to make videos in the future that go over the Save Editor's functions, so stick around. Subscribe for more Animal Crossing GameCube content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.